Coaster Crew.
Oh my God, that was so much fun!
All right, time to go to Busch Gardens Tampa. We've got Jeff standing by. He's the Director of Design and Engineering, and he's also the project manager for the new Falcons Fury project in Pintopia. Jeff, how you doing today?
Doing well. How about yourself?
Not too bad. You get all the warm weather down there. You, the legend, and Drew are hanging out in Florida, and I'm sitting up here in the snow. None of my home parks are opened, and you guys are open 365 days a year or something like that, right?
That's exactly right. We're enjoying the great Florida sunshine.
It must make it really easy to construct new rides down there when you guys don't have to do it in the snow.
Yeah, it's nice when you don't have, foundations that are frozen or snow flurries, or makes it a lot easier getting to work every day too.
But I guess you would have the other issue of your park is always open, so you're doing construction while the park is open.
It always is unique challenges, like you said. Since we are open 365 days a year, we have to be very strategic about when we start our projects and how we organize our projects to make sure that they have the least amount of impacts to our guests on a daily basis. So it makes for some interesting coordination.
All right, let's talk a little bit about your background before we dive into Falcons Fury. How long have you been with Busch Gardens Tampa?
I've been with the park for about 11 years now. I started actually working in park operations as a ride operator, and now I've kind of worked my way up to the point now where I'm working on all of the latest and greatest attractions here.
Wow, is you a ride operator?
Ride operator, yeah. Kumba was my first job here as a part-time ride operator.
Wow, and that's funny because Kumba was my first big roller coaster.
Great ride, isn't it?
Yeah, we went down there for like a family vacation when I was like 7 years old, or maybe it was 14. It was 14. 7 years old, it wasn't there. We went when I was 7 and 14 to Disney, and then we made a day trip down to Tampa each time. And yeah, the Kumba was. I remember having a shirt that I got that Christmas because we went during Thanksgiving break, and they bought me a shirt that said "I survived the Kumba," and I was the proudest kid in school wearing that shirt.
I love it. Yeah, Kumba's got a near and dear place for my heart. I actually worked at Kumba, and I also was part of the opening ride team for SheiKra.
Wow, very cool. Well, let's talk about Falcons Fury and Pantopia, which is underway at Busch Gardens Tampa right now. And we've been getting updates from you guys every time you guys hit a milestone in the height. And we've been doing our YouTube check-ins from the midway there. And we are getting super excited about Falcons Fury. Where are we with the project right now?
As we stand right now, we are at 303 feet above the ground. We have one more segment to go. That's the top machine house, and that will top us out at 335 feet. That's the nation's tallest freestanding drop tower.
Wow. And when do you guys expect to put that topper on?
I'd say we're going to be putting that topper on any day now, so we're really excited about that. I'd say by the end of the week, we'll have this ride at the top height.
Oh, very cool. So when you're going through the, what kind of timeline are we looking at for the opening of the ride then from where you guys are now?
So far what we've been doing is we've been installing all of the individual components on the outside of the tower. So we've got some cable covers, we've got brake fins, and once we put this machine house up, we've got a few weeks that will be involved to get all of the electrical systems installed, electrical systems rung in. And then from that point, we will assemble the what we call the catch car, which is what attaches to the top of the ride vehicle and what pulls it up to the very top of the tower. We've got a few weeks of that, and then pretty soon thereafter, we'll be able to start doing the ride commissioning process and the ride testing process.
All right. So when you have an area like Pintopia and Falcons Fury in it, what kind of insight do you have with the planning process of something like this, a project like this?
I'd say any project that we have out here is very unique, and with Falcons Fury and Pantopia, it's also definitely living up to expectations about how interesting the whole process has been. this ride itself is unique for us just because of the height, but also because of the unique ride gear. So not only is this Florida's or the nation's tallest freestanding drop tower, but it's going to be the world's first face-first diving tower. So with that, unique ride gear has a number of unique challenges, but it makes the whole process pretty exciting for us just because we're doing something that no one else has ever done before.
You know, you mentioned that lay down process where it kind of faces you down to the ground, and so many people have been asking questions as to how that is going to work. I mean, do you stay in that downward position all the way down the drop, or does it start that way and then flip you back forward, or how is the drop going to work for that?
Yeah, so just to give you a quick overview of how that operation will work, we've got 32 seats around the tower in a ring fashion. You'll sit into your individual seat just like you would on any regular drop tower. We'll slowly lift you up to the maximum height, close to 300 feet above the ground. And then once you get to the very top, that's when we will rotate your seats backwards 90 degrees. So it'll almost, if you think of sitting in your seat and pull your butt up behind you, so you have your face looking straight down at the ground. And not only will we pull you back so the only thing you're looking at is the ground, we'll also hold you there. And we wanted to take the notion of holding you there and trying to build that excitement a little bit of a step further. If anyone's been on Shooker before, you know that we hold you up at that top block, the block break for about 4 seconds. Now, this ride, we wanted to make a randomizer sequence. So not only will we hold you up at the top there, but each time it'll be a random amount of time. So you're never going to be able to count down how long it's going to be. So we'll hold you there for an indeterminate amount of time. Then we'll release you. You will fall, free fall, face first, about a third of the way down the tower, or about 5 or 6 seconds of free fall. From that point, you'll hit what we call our pre-braking sequence, and that will cause your seats to rotate back to the regular seated position before you hit the actual braking segment of the ride. So it'll be a very dynamic motion. The best example I can come up with to compare it to would be skydiving. So when you're skydiving, you're falling face first, your arms are spread out, and when you pull out your parachute, that kind of kicks you back into the seated position. So it'll be a similar experience on this ride.
I just hope we don't have to go through the pain of the ultimate wedgie that you get when you go skydiving. It's all the fun of skydiving, and you can leave the wedgie up there. Well, that is awesome. I really, really like the random sequence. I mean, that's a brilliant idea, because that's the one thing when you're up in the drop towers and you're getting ready to drop. It's always one of those things where you can go, okay, you know, I've done this 7 or 8 times. I know exactly when this is going to drop. But for most people, when they're doing it the first time or the second time, it's always, you know, the fact that they don't know when it's going to drop is when they're white knuckling and hanging onto the restraints. But to be able to, you know, extend that feeling for people who have been on it several times is an awesome feature.
It's going to make you want to ride again and again, just because it's going to build up that anticipation, that energy every single time.
All right, so now let's talk about the overall area of Pintopia. Give us a little insight as to what's going on with the area and where we are with the progress of that right now.
Sure. So Falcons Fury, the ride itself, is in the middle of what we used to call the Timbuktu realm of the park. And as part of Falcons Fury, we wanted to create an entirely new destination for guests. Every guest who's been through the park before knows what Timbuktu looks like, and we wanted to completely change that whole area. So we developed an entirely new concept, a new realm, a new neighborhood, if you will, of Pantopia, and that's going to be unlike anything that you've seen at Busch Gardens or at all. And the way that it's very unique is that it's a series of cultures and a series of settlers who have come through this area, and some of them have hung there to kind of set up shop, if you will. So each one of the buildings that we have out there has its own unique story and unique color palette that'll be based upon the settler, the traveler who stayed there. So as you walk through the new environment of Pantopia, you'll see all these very unique, ornate, very colorful buildings and props and figures unlike that you've seen here before. So right now, any guest who goes through Timbuktu Pantopia area will see the amazing color palette changes. We've painted our Pantopia Theater. We've also painted a lot of our entrance towers, and you can really see how much that's completely changed the overall look and character of this realm.
All right, for some video of the changes that are going on, we do have a YouTube page, our YouTube/Coaster Crew. We actually uploaded 2 videos this week from Busch Gardens Tampa. One just a quick walkthrough of the area and a look at Falcons Fury, and another one of a cute animal. Every time we do a video from Busch Gardens Tampa, the legend and his girlfriend Molly argue that cute animals will get more YouTube hits than nerdy construction updates. And so far, nerdy construction updates are winning over cute animals. But the Versus videos are up, so you can go check those out and vote by viewing. So all you have to do is view it, and then you voted to see which video is going to take the overall cake as to what more people want to see on YouTube. Now, why did you guys decide to go with Pintopia as a new area opposed to having a place like Timbuktu as an actual area? And most places in Busch Gardens Tampa are kind of themed after actual places in the world. Except, I mean, I guess there's a few exceptions. But why did you guys decide to go with, I guess, a make-believe area?
We, like you mentioned, we have a lot of realms and areas, Busch Gardens, and we've taken a lot of influence from Africa. But for this area, we wanted to be able to stretch our imaginations and stretch our creativity. So by creating, like you call an imaginary new realm, that allows us a lot more freedom to be a little bit more fun with the colors, with the architectural treatments, with the props, and everything associated with it. It really allows us to create something unlike you'll be able to find anywhere else. It's something that we can create these great backstories, and a good example of that is we've got a series of doors that we've added, and door elements throughout the realm. And each one of those doors you'll go up to, and they have their own unique story and unique character. So as you're walking through that realm, there's going to be lots of new areas for discovery and inspiration as you're walking through as a park guest.
All right. We have some people who have asked some questions via our Facebook page. We let everybody know that you were stopping by, and they had some questions. First, let's go with Patrick. Patrick asked, if someone wants to get into the themed entertainment design field, what advice would you give them?
Probably a lot of advice I can give. I'd say the best advice that I can give is get into the industry as early as possible. Like we mentioned on the beginning part of this discussion, was that I started as a part-timer here at Busch Gardens, and I've worked my way up from that point. Being able to start and work the front lines of a theme park really gives you some great insight into how they operate and ways that you can make things make things better for the park guests as well as the back-of-house operations.
All right. That was from Patrick. Let's see here. We've got Taylor says, when is opening day going to be for Falcons Fury?
We are pushing very, very hard to try to get a spring opening. So that final date announcement will be coming very shortly.
All right. He says he wants to try to make it there for opening day at Busch Gardens Tampa, so that's why he was asking. We have another person. Caleb was wondering what your most challenging project at Busch Gardens Tampa has been.
It's a good question. I've worked on a number of interesting projects here. I've worked on the Sesame Street Safari of Fun, the Animal Care Center, the Cheetah Hunt roller coaster. So each project's very unique. It's fun working with all of the animals for those and animal habitats and those new creatives. I'd say my favorite, though, was working on the roller coasters. So cheetah hunt has got to be my favorite project that I've worked on here at the park. It's just such a fun ride, and it was enjoyable to be able to work with that project from the very beginning to the end, working on the early concepts on napkin drawings to the final opening day. Made a really amazing experience.
All right. Now, this one I totally I love this question. It has nothing to do with building roller coasters or building drop towers. Jessica wants to know what your favorite food is at the park.
Ooh, favorite food.
This is so tough because Busch Gardens Tampa is my favorite place in the amusement industry to go eat at. And I would have to say mine is Trappers. I love the ribs, the spare ribs. I love the brisket. It is so good. And not only that, but when you get the Busch Gardens Tampa all-you-can-eat wristband, that's spare ribs and brisket all day long. It's just a killer. You do that, and then you ride Shikra. So you eat 4 plates of ribs and then ride Shikra.
All right. There's such a great variety out here. It's tough for me to say, too. I'd say my personal favorite would be at the Smokehouse, the beef brisket wrap. It is amazing.
Do you get
that? I think my new favorite may change when we open Pantopia, because we're going to have some very unique culinary experiences that come out here, and it's definitely going to be something you're going to want to come out and try.
All right, so when you're in the project planning of that, obviously you have all the different areas come together and start working on the overall concept. So I'm guessing somebody from the food part of Busch Gardens Tampa is working with you guys on the menu options, correct?
Oh yeah, not only are we putting some great new color and thematic treatments out in the realm, but also some new merchandising and culinary opportunity as well. So you get the whole gambit of new opportunities in the Pantopia realm.
All right, now Matthew, I can't get away without asking Matthew's question. There's been rumors floating around about a Giga Coaster possibly coming to Busch Gardens Tampa. What can you tell us about that?
That's an interesting rumor.
So absolutely nothing.
Right now, all of our focus is the Falcons Fury attraction, but we're always looking for new opportunities and experiences for our guests.
All right, and several people are asking about Gwazi. Obviously, Gwazi's just running one side right now. They're asking if that other side will open, or if the coaster is going to be closed down soon. All sorts of different things being asked about Gwazi.
Right now Gwazi is running on the one side, and we continue to plan on having that operation for the foreseeable future.
All right, very good. Let's see here. Is there? Oh, I'm sorry. That was Jason asked some of the questions about Gwazi, and Matthew the questions about the Giga Coaster rumor. I think that might be all of the. Justin also asked the question about Gwazi. I think that was everything that got listed out there on the Facebook page, and that might be pretty much everything we have for you about Falcons Fury. This is a really cool project. I definitely look. I usually get down there about once a year. So I'm hoping, obviously, by the time I get down there, it's usually around IAPA time because, I go down for IAPA, so I usually take a day trip down to Busch Gardens Tampa. So by that time, the coaster will be open, or not the coaster, the drop tower will be open and well tested before I get down there.
We look forward to having you down there. We'll have to go ride that together. It'll be great.
Definitely. I will send you a message, and then we're going to go eat some beef brisket. You get it in wrap form. I'm just going to get plates, mounds and mounds of brisket. All right. Well, thank you very much for stopping by and chatting with us, Jeff. I appreciate it.
Great. Thanks, Sean.
All right.